Here we are. Hello and welcome.
Hi guys.
So I'm Dr. Liz and I'm here with my featured guest, Ashley Thomas.
Hi.
We are so excited to be here with you tonight talking about inspiration, goals, achieving them, life and relationships, connection, and this is the Inspiring Vision series. So we're excited for you to be here with us. And so I'm going to start by just introducing you to our guest, Ashley Thomas, and helping you find where you can find her. So on social media, if you're watching, you are already tuned into Visionistas by Design on Facebook. You can also find Visionistas by Design on Instagram. And Ashley is going to tell you a little bit about where you can find her on social media.
Yes, so on Instagram, my personal Instagram is hair_by.ashleythomas. We do have a salon Instagram as well, which is at 610 Hair Studio. On Facebook, we are 6.10, spelled out, just like the emblem behind you, Hair Studio. And my personal Facebook is just Ashley Thomas.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are not already following or have liked the pages, please do that so that you can find out more fun things about both of what we do in the future. Tonight we're coming to you with the Inspiring Vision series, which is something that I started. Oh yeah, so Ashley, while I'm kind of introducing the Inspiring Vision series, Ashley is going to share this on her personal page. So she's just doing that on her phone. The Inspiring Vision series is something that I started last year in 2018. And it is designed to be a platform to bring inspiring women to you on social media. I'm a psychologist and I have a private practice in Bethlehem where I'm one of the most fortunate people in the world because I absolutely love my job and I love what I do. And one piece that I have been making a goal to do in the recent months is to bring some inspiration, awareness, empowerment to people outside of the office and finding people where they're at. A lot of people are on Instagram, Facebook. So that is where the Inspiring Vision series was kind of designed to be here. So I'm here with Ashley, and tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of different things.
Yeah, we have a really great...
We do have a lot. We have a lot to bring to you tonight, so stay tuned. Please drop us a comment if you're watching. We'd love to hear, just even if it's a hello or your favorite emoji. Let us know that you're watching. We will not mention you by name unless you say hello, and then we would say hello back, just to protect privacy of people who may want to watch but not comment. So if you want to watch but you do not want to be mentioned by name, then you don't have to comment.
Yes, I'm still working on trying to share this.
No, it says you're watching.
Okay,
so
I'm going to share it right now.
Watching.
I figured it out. Okay.
Now you're sharing. So yeah, another thing that you could do is also, if you're watching, you could share.
We would love that.
We would love that because the more people that see it, the more people that hear the inspiring message we're bringing to you tonight.
Yes.
So first, also about the commenting, we wanted to let you know that a little bit later tonight we're going to be, there's Kyle.
Hey Kyle.
We are going to be,
hi Mary.
Yeah, so we will say hi to you. Yeah, as we see you.
Hi Mary.
That's fun. If we miss you, sometimes I've learned that when I go back and see it, there's comments that we might miss live. So if we don't mention you by name, it's not because we're trying to ignore you. It's just that sometimes they don't pop up in real time. But thank you for all of you who are saying hi. We love you. a little bit later, we're going to be talking about an exciting event that we have coming up in 2 weeks here at the salon, at the studio, called Goal Diggers Social. So this is an event we are going to be collaborating on with me, Ashley, my sister-in-law, Erin DeBoer, who is a content creator on social media for her own page called Accidental Supermom. And I think Erin's watching. So hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin.
The three of us, what you'll learn tonight is that Ashley and I have come to have a relationship throughout the years, and we have a lot of similar interests and passion in wanting to empower people to be the best people that they can be. So our event will be happening here in 2 weeks. Tonight, if you comment, if you comment on the post, you will be entered into a raffle for a free entry into the event for the Goal Digger Social. You can find out more about that. We're going to talk about it a little bit later tonight, but you can find out about that event on visionistasbydesign.com. You can read about what we'll be talking about, and as well as listen to us a little bit later. So stay tuned for that tonight.
Speaking of goals, did you know that this is one of my goals for 2019 was to go live? Because I've never done this. This is my first time.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah. So I did not
Crushing
know
it.
that until you told me that tonight.
Yes.
So we should say that, so Ashley does my hair.
Yes.
Ashley is my stylist, and has been on and off for over 11 years. So we'll get, I guess, let's just get right into
go.
Let's
Let's
get
dive
right
in.
into how we know,
Absolutely.
we know each other. So Ashley and I go way back to when I was her Spanish teacher.
Yes.
In what
Crazy.
grade? 9th? 10th?
I think it was 10th grade.
10th grade.
Yes.
I was Ashley's teacher, and what I remember most about Ashley was the smile, which you all know and love. She always brought joy. I'm going to say you because I'm telling them, but I'm telling you too.
Oh.
You've always brought like a fun spirit into
Thank
the
you.
classroom. Always tried hard, always did your best, and always brought just energy, which energy is a big thing.
Yes.
I think we really have a similar kind of energy.
Agreed. I totally agree. Are you going to start calling me Aaliyah now? Because that was my Spanish name that we picked out.
I could.
Because Ashley didn't translate, so
Right,
we picked
Ashley
Aaliyah.
didn't have a direct translation.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to be speaking
Okay.
Spanish tonight. But
Good, 'cause-
so that's
yeah.
where it started.
Yes. 10th grade.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was getting my hair cut by someone who had been cutting my hair since I was in middle school.
Yes.
Susie. And Susie did not do color. So when it was 11 years ago, I had my first child.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the whole don't color your hair while you're pregnant thing, which I think anymore you can get around that now. Especially if you do the rooted
Yes.
look.
Yes. Very in right now.
So I found you. I was like, oh, I know her. She was my student. So she did my hair way back when. And color, because I was still going to Susie for the cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to, I was going to say I went to college. I'm out of line.
That's
Out of
okay.
order.
We can pretend. That works.
But then I ended up chopping my hair,
Mm-hmm.
which Susie would never do. I would beg Susie to chop my hair, and she was like, I just can't do it. So my hair is very curly.
Very curly.
Super
yes.
curly.
And coarse, yes.
And coarse, yeah. So I went to a Great Clips, got my hair cut, loved the first one. When I went back, I did not love the follow-up with the person who had done it, and I needed someone to fix it.
Right.
And then I reconnected with you.
Yes.
So not only for color, but also for cut.
Yep.
And
About 4 years ago, I'd
about
say.
4 years
Yeah.
ago, and here we are today.
It's funny that we were talking about in school because I remember admiring your hair in school.
Oh.
You always would come in, you'd have it like curled all different ways, and you used to wear it naturally curly, and then you would take your curling iron and you would accentuate some of the curls, and I just loved it, and I've tried it at home on myself because I'm also naturally curly.
Yes.
And I do remember you always
That
had
is
different
interesting.
colors, and you would grow it, and then you'd make it short, and
Yes.
I even saw it then, see?
Wow,
Yeah.
that is interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you, started doing, you kind of knew what you wanted to do early on.
I did. I was trying to go to college because my parents wanted me to go to college. And I just talked them into letting me go to cosmetology school. And it really played out for me. It really worked out because I'm super passionate about this business, and I'm so happy that they let me go to school.
Follow your dream.
Yes, follow my dream.
Follow your
Absolutely.
dream. This is you.
Yes.
This is your dream.
Very much so.
Living it.
Yes.
Which is one of the things that we talk about. So, given that she does my hair, I'm here pretty often.
Yes.
And sometimes I've told her, sometimes I just kind of want to come in, even if it's not a time for me to get my hair done, because if you haven't been to the studio, we're in Wind Gap, or you're in Wind Gap.
Yes.
I'm saying we are right now. We're at your studio in Wind Gap. It is a fun place to be.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the super inspiring things, so I had asked you to do the Inspiring Vision series last year in 2018.
Yep.
You were going to be my June.
Yes.
My June. So I was doing one a month, and you were going to be my June guest speaker. And you weren't here yet. You were still you were at a different place.
Yes, different location.
Different place in your life,
Yep.
different place in your professional life and personal life.
Totally different, yes.
And that didn't work out. So the week that we were going to be doing the Inspiring Vision series, you lost your dad.
Yes.
Your dad passed away, which it was really sad. Still very sad.
Yep, super sudden. And, I just kind of took some time off of work, and I think that you kind of took a little break too, and we just never rescheduled.
Right.
It's a whole year later, and
so
much has happened in a year.
Right. We can't downplay what it's like to lose a parent. There's no way for us to fit that into this session tonight, but what we can say is that what happened with you and then also me in the same kind of realm of time was that you took time off to grieve and do that for yourself. Take time for yourself.
For myself, right.
Which sometimes the world and the universe and God, whoever you believe in, does that for us to tell us to take a step back. And I also took a step back from the Inspiring Vision series at that time. So,
we rested because
we
needed
rested.
it. And that's so important. I think that in a go world, everyone thinks that they're seeing on social media, people are doing so many things in life, and you're watching through a phone or a computer, and you're seeing everyone's highlight reel all the time. But sometimes it's important. Things can't always be great, and everything you want to post all over Instagram and Facebook, and sometimes you need to just take some time for yourself or your family and just rest, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's hard, anymore, where people are just constantly pressured to just go, and sometimes you need to just take a step back, and we both ironically needed that at the same time.
It is. And it's one of the things we've connected on over and over again.
Right.
Because
Agreed.
We'll come in, so I'm here every 6 to 8 weeks. And we love touching base about what's going on, what's new, what are you working on. And one of the things that I have connected with you on is that idea of pausing.
Right.
And reflecting, because we both identify as striver type people.
Yes,
strivers.
Definitely.
People who have goals and crush them or don't and then reconfigure.
Yes.
And
which is okay too.
Exactly.
Totally okay.
Because sometimes that's not the plan that the world has for you. So we what I've said to you, I remember saying to you specifically, like, take some time to breathe.
Right.
And sit in your salon when nobody is here and just appreciate this space and where you are, because you are crushing it. I love that. Yes.
Thank you.
So super inspiring that you have worked towards your goals and also have taken the time that you needed. So I saw this post a few weeks ago on Instagram. And it was the message was, don't quit, pause, rest, right? Because sometimes we feel like there's so much to do, there's so much to accomplish, and it can become overwhelming and tiring and exhausting.
Absolutely.
And so that's something that we help each other with.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
by reminding each other to look at where you are, what you have, be grateful for the people that you have in your life that you're connected with.
Taking a step back and really, I think for me personally, it's hard to sit here and look at everything because ironically, I was just saying this, it's okay to take a minute to pause, but I'm constantly going, what's next? It's nice to take a second to sit down and really think about, wow, like look what we've done, you know what I mean? And I say we because I have a phenomenal team here. I have 9 girls that work here and they're just really awesome and I could really not do it without them.
So, which I think is, I can't stress enough that even before you were in this space with 9 people working for you on your team.
Yes.
I love that you call them a team because
and I'm on that team with them.
The environment is that here. Everybody's helping everyone else, and even I was thinking today as I was, thinking about us doing this tonight, that sometimes I'll even see the same clients in here, we're on the same cycle, right? So you get to know people and it's like, oh, where are you going? The last time I was here, I turned around in my chair and someone was getting their hair styled for a wedding.
Yes.
You just connect.
Yeah.
And the energy here is one of teamwork and empowerment and support.
Thank you. That's super important.
I'm
glad to hear that that's what we hear that often here, that I love your team. Everyone works so great as a team. And that's really something I strived for coming here was I wanted to be part of a team. It wasn't even that I wanted to be a leader. I just wanted to be part of a team because I feel I work best that way.
Yeah.
So.
And you've created that and I love that.
It's really great.
And I think it's important to say that that's not something that you achieve it and then it's over, right?
No,
Teamwork.
every day. It's kind of sometimes a struggle to be a part of a team because everyone's going in 50 million different directions. But at the end of the day, it's nice to sit down and think wow, I could not have done it without X, Y, and Z. And that X, Y, Z is your team. Yeah. It's kind of mind-blowing some days the amount of people we see here in a day or in a month. And
say how many you've seen because this was an exciting stat.
Yes.
You looked up
and I was even surprised. I really wanted to know the stats here, and we're seeing about 500 to 600 guests here in a month.
1 month,
which is so crazy.
Amazing.
And before I was here, I was in a partnership, and it just really wasn't. After my dad passed away, I went back to work, and I just kind of felt like we were going in different directions, and sometimes that's okay, and I was kind of feeling like I was shrinking myself to make, not just, I felt like I was shrinking myself because I was uncomfortable with where I was headed. And
I remember you saying it kind of like I felt like I just wasn't on the right path.
Right.
For me.
It just felt like something wasn't right, and I figured out what wasn't right. In the 3 weeks I took off after my dad passed away, I thought, wow, Kyle, he's our towel boy. I really sat down and I thought I'm just not really happy, and I feel like I could be much happier, and I feel like the reason I wasn't happy was because I was shrinking myself to fit somewhere where it just wasn't working out, and that's okay. Sometimes things just don't work out.
Right.
And don't ever let, those...
Oh, pick that up.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Because there's something, our theme.
Yes. I had to actually write this down because I didn't want to...
You wanted to get it just how you thought.
Right. It's important to remember that every new level in life you step into requires a new version of you. All life has to throw at you, and all the changes you endure, whether welcomed or not, are aligning you for your next level. And I feel like that's super duper important because it's so true. Sometimes life happens. Well, life happens all the time.
All the time.
And it's weird that little things that are happening along the way are lining you up for what's destined, I feel like, for you.
And I love I'm catching some of the comments as they come. I love this one from Morgan. I know, that's your sister. She said, but you believed in yourself.
Right.
And look at you now.
Which is super important.
So important to believe in what you want,
right.
what your goals are.
Yes, because I just felt like I knew I needed to do something, and a lot of people, even my own family, not that they weren't supportive, but they were like, are you sure this is a big undertaking? Mm-hmm. I mean, I saved every dime I had for 3 years because I did not want to take a loan out to do this. So I really saved everything, and I was taking a nice chunk of money, and I was just saved for all 3 years to just put it into one thing.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, I'm a risk taker, and a lot of my family is not, and they were like, are you sure? I don't know. Are you sure this is what you should do? And it's really, I'm happy that it's played out, this way, but, sometimes you just have to take the leap.
Yes, you do.
Because you never know what's on the other side.
It's funny that you call yourself a risk taker because you also call yourself a planner.
Yeah, definitely a planner.
Which, it's about balance,
yes,
right? So,
for sure.
I think I also identify with that part of you. Both.
Right.
Like I like to plan things, but sometimes I don't, and I like to just wing it. So I think that it's about knowing yourself,
right.
but it's also about having the people around you to support you and to be with you, even if you fall, right?
Agreed.
Like even if you
I agree.
don't get what you're shooting for.
Right. And it's good, I think, to have people who sometimes challenge what you're thinking, because sometimes it's good to have that flip side. Are you sure? Because it helps you work through some things. And I get the planning from my mom. That's the one that was like, well, are you sure? And it worked out.
But
she always believed in me. She
That's
said,
so
yes,
cute.
definitely.
Yeah. Perfect.
So
that's wonderful. I'm loving all these comments, so thank you. Keep them coming. And if you have any questions, so we're going to be shifting in a little bit and talking about hair.
Yes.
Because how could we not talk about hair with Ashley, the expertise? I think we're going to start with talking about what you do to my hair.
Yes.
Because she did my hair tonight.
Yeah.
In case you missed that. So we both have curly. Mine's coarse. Is yours coarse?
Mine is coarse. Mine's not as thick as yours.
Okay.
So I have like a finer texture, but it's kind of really coarse, which is rare to have finer hair that's super coarse. Because when I put a lot of product in it, it will go to my head, and this look is never good on anyone. See, look, this looks much better. So the volume, guys, it's the volume. But yeah, so we have similar hair, and it's just so neat to hear. Or to have people in here, because everyone has such different hair, and even if I'm doing the same thing on you that I'm doing on the next person, it's a totally different thing.
It's totally different,
Yeah.
right? It's you.
Never boring.
Never boring.
Ever.
Right, and I think that's similar, because in my work as a psychologist, one of my passions was to be a hairstylist. I told you that, didn't I?
I don't think so. Maybe you did.
That's
awesome.
I love hair. I love doing hair. Sometimes I don't love doing my hair, actually.
I hate doing my hair. I hate it. Took everything out of me just to do this. So.
I'm glad I had a daughter, because I got to do her. Now she does her own, so she doesn't really need me anymore, which is sad. But yeah, so I love that you remembered that from,
Who's your mom?
that you remembered my hair from when I was, before you even did my hair. Because when I had curly, I still have curly hair, but when I was younger and I didn't really know what to do with it, my Susie, love you Susie, but she didn't want to cut it ever. So I had like a lion's mane of curls that was beautiful for some people, but you know how it is, women. If you have curly, you want straight. If you have straight, you want curly. Yep. It's just the way the world works.
Yes.
So I colored it. That was the way I changed it, because I would get bored, and so I would color it different colors.
Yeah.
So currently, I do this thing. If you haven't heard of it, it's amazing. Ashley does a Brazilian blowout.
So amazing.
Tell us a little bit about what that is.
So a lot of people get it confused and think that it's actually a keratin treatment, and a keratin treatment it's a totally different concept. It's same concept, but totally different kind of treatment. Keratin makes you really straight, and you don't get the nice volume that you can still have, because I actually still have I also have a Brazilian blowout in my hair. It's a smoothing system. It's not a straightener.
And Logan's watching. Hi, Logan.
Hi, Logan. We're so happy you're home. So it really takes the coarseness of your hair. It's not your curl. Your curl's still there, right? You can still get your curl in there.
Oh God, yeah.
It gets your coarse and the frizz, and it cuts it down by like 90%. And your dry time is so much faster. Your style time in half, if not more than that.
Yeah.
I used to
try. in order to blow out my hair before that, I would literally be doing it for over 45 minutes, and then it still wasn't even straight.
Right.
Now I set my timer to tell me to stop after 10. Usually it's 11, and then I go over it with a curling iron.
Right.
To smooth it. But what I love about coming to you is that hair for you is a passion to make people achieve what they want. But it's also scientific. So the last time I was here, there was a woman here as well who came in. I don't know, she had purple hair.
Right.
And she wanted it to be, no, she came in with something but wanted it to be purple.
Okay. I'm trying to remember
Anyway,
this.
it doesn't matter. The point is, I love watching you think because she's like, coloring is a science. It takes like formula and parts.
Right.
I'm not doing it justice.
Yeah. There's the creative side of it, which could get you very far too. A lot of people don't really understand the chemistry as much, and they're more creative with it. I feel like I'm a little bit of both, but really my heart is with the chemistry because it is like every single head could be a totally different outcome. Put the same exact formula on every single person and you will never see the same formula.
Right.
And I just love sitting down and thinking about it, or standing up and thinking about it. Who am I kidding?
Yeah,
I stand 12 hours a day.
I couldn't do it.
But I also love to teach it. I think that's why I love being part of this team here. I think that satisfies my drive, I guess, to teach, because
I love that.
But I also like to learn. So being here, I'm constantly, you probably hear me do this all the time. I'll be like, hey Shelby, what would you do here? Because I already know what I want to do, but I love to talk it out, I just like to hear from other people just different ideas. I love to bounce it off of people.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So one of the things...
If Mr. Snelling could hear you now, Morgan said.
Oh.
With chemistry.
Oh my gosh.
That's hysterical.
That is hysterical.
So hysterical.
But really, I hear a lot of science when I come here and you talk about color.
Yeah.
We also are going to share a little bit of summer hair tips, right? So if anybody has any questions, oh my gosh. Someone's outside.
Oh my God.
Yay! Hey, welcome by. You can sneak by and give a wave.
That's so funny.
If you have any questions about hair now in the summer, we'll try to read them as you post. But Ashley's going to give us a few tips just how to care for your hair in the summertime. Because ladies, let's be honest, we live in if you are in our area, the Lehigh Valley, Slate Belt, you live in a 4-season year. And it's not all the same. My hair is different in July than December.
Absolutely.
You know that no matter what kind of hair texture you have. So it is interesting. In the summer, you may be swimming in salt water or chlorine. You're exposing your hair to the sun.
Yep. Absolutely.
And there are things that maybe you don't know that would be helpful for you to know. If you have any questions, jot them down, but if you could just share with us a few things that you think would be helpful for us to know.
Perfect. So 2 things that you just mentioned. One was chlorine. Especially with kids. A lot of people don't know how to handle their kids' hair because they're in the pool a lot. I think because children's hair is a lot more fine, it's hard it absorbs the chlorine a lot more. So one of my favorite tips that is a little different, but we're going to go with it. I would suggest before your child gets in the pool, or yourself, if you just take a bottle of water or keep a spray bottle handy of just regular old water, doesn't have to be anything crazy, you're just going to spray your hair down or dump a bottle of water on it. And what that does is it absorbs that water first. Oh. So when you get in the chlorination, it doesn't absorb the chlorine.
Right.
So
I feel like
it's a protectant.
Water,
so it puts water
protecting your hair.
Correct.
How interesting.
I know, really, really crazy, right?
Yeah.
That way you're not putting the chlorinated water in. So that's a great tip I have.
And would you say to do that at the beach too, like for salt water, or is that not as important?
Salt water is not as important, but with being at the beach or at the pool, I would definitely use a UV protection, some sort of product that has UV protection in it. it will say it right on the label. Yes,
Like
because sun
a spray,
affects
a conditioner.
what. Probably it's gonna be like a leave-in product,
Okay.
like a spray or maybe a pump or something like that. Definitely important to do because just like your skin needs sunscreen, your hair needs sunscreen, which no one ever, including myself, puts sunscreen in their hair. But that's why a lot of times, especially us ladies with color, we're coming in and we're like, oh, I just got all this color done. I spent my money on it, and a week later, it was bleached out. What happened? And I'm like, well, did you wear a hat and you're in the sun? No. Did you put UV protection on it? No. That's huge. You wouldn't know that. Right. And then that's my job to educate. So now you know. Fun tips. You don't even have to come sit in my chair for me to tell you that.
I love that. Yeah. Because a hat has become my new best friend in the summer. When you're younger, when I was younger, it was all about getting the tan on everything.
Yep. As much sun as possible.
As I've matured, I'll say that it's definitely about protecting your skin, protecting your body, protecting your hair from damaging things.
Yes.
Right? You can still be outside, but if you are outside, wearing a hat can be really helpful.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
So keep the comments coming about the hair or any questions about the hair, and if anything pops up, we'll listen. Oh yeah. A lot of swimming can really do damage.
Yeah, so another great tip would be to use, this one gets a little tricky because there are a lot of them on the market, but you really want to make sure you're using a quality product for this. A clarifying shampoo is going to pull out any impurity, including chlorine. They do make special shampoos just for chlorine. I like to use a clarifying shampoo because it does a little bit more. A lot of people don't realize this, but if you have well water, even if you have a filtration system on it, there are minerals in your water. So what happens is it actually, same thing like the chlorine I was saying, it will turn your hair colors.
Wow.
And it will actually dry your hair out and make it dry and brittle. So a clarifying shampoo will actually pull it out. If you do have color in your hair though, I would highly suggest it's a color safe clarifying shampoo, or kind of going back to square one with that. But yeah. So it's very important, I think, in the summer, or really any time of the year, but with chlorine and minerals in the water and stuff. Yeah. Clarifying shampoo really helps.
Great. So, does it have to be a big straw hat?
Oh, Aunt Faith.
The bigger the better, Aunt Faith. So we also wanted to talk about, we're going to come back to the Goal Digger Social.
Yes.
I promised you we would come back to that and give you a little bit more information about that. So when I've sat in your chair over and over and over again, we've constantly, we have the same kind of goals, the same kind of personality, we have a good energy.
Absolutely.
So, a side note, I will tell you just how kind of connected we can be, even though we weren't in each other's presence. This morning I was texting Ashley to say, what are you thinking of wearing tonight? And at the same time, we both sent a picture of what we were thinking of wearing, and it was this.
Yes.
So if you can see,
they actually kind of
complement the color of my dress is the color of the flowers in your dress, and that was it. We were laughing like, oh my gosh, we're so on the same page. That was it. We didn't talk about accessories or anything, and I showed up with my hair wet, ready to be styled, and I laughed hysterically when I saw her come out of the salon with the earrings, because I'm like, I have the same earrings in my bag to wear.
So crazy.
So anyway, it's so much fun to know you as a person, and for you to do my hair. I just love that. One of my favorite memories ever of you doing my hair was you said, trust me. I can't even remember the context, but it was probably after, like, I didn't like my cut from one of those, just a different place. And it was short, and I was like, and I was like, what can you do? Do you remember the context, or was it was
I
just
don't
something
remember.
Like, and she just said, trust me, this will work.
Right.
And I was like, I could just feel myself be relieved and excited.
Yeah.
And ever since then, if I'm nervous, because I'll come in and you'll say, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? And I'll say, just say trust me. And when you say trust me,
yep, it works every time. Trust me, every time it works.
And does it work with other people too? Like I'm sure it's not just me.
I think it's more important that you have to establish the trust first before you actually can say just trust me.
Yeah.
And for me, some ways to establish trust are being consistent, and when I'm telling you something at your first, second, third appointment, I'm actually following through with that. What I'm doing to your hair is what you're ending up with. It's not even just about that your hair necessarily. There's also that connection that you get with someone when you're having a bad day. You can come in and we can talk about whatever it is. There's a trust level there that I'm not gonna tell everyone your business.
True.
There's so many levels of trust as a hairstylist, with a client stylist relationship. And once you establish a small portion of the trust, you say trust me, and you just kind of continue to back that up every time.
Yes, I love that. So many thoughts came through my mind. One of them was when you have said there was a time where you actually took a break from, or just kind of recognized like you were maybe working too many hours or trying to squeeze too many people in, and you were like, I had to take a step back and say, Ashley, like, take a rest on what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, you did that like for a few years.
Right.
No, a few months.
Yes. So.
But also recently, like you would say, I just
absolutely
really realized I needed to.
And that's
I
feel like that's important.
Pause.
Take a pause, definitely. When we first opened, we were so slammed, and it was new, and we had a whole new team working together, and we were growing, and I was just in the trenches, and I was working like 75 hours a week. Like, let your head wrap around that. Consistently for 3 months, 75 hours a week, taking new clients, trying to help the team. And one day, I actually had a client come in, and she was like, you're not really gonna like this, but, and here's where the trust came in. She knew that she could say to me, I just really haven't been as happy as I have been in the past. And I was like, okay, why? And she told me why, and I was like, okay, it's time for a change. Gotta make a change and get back to what's important. And what was important was not taking all these new people and focusing on you guys.
Yeah.
The guest experience and my guests. And it's good to know that you can take criticism. But she trusted me to come to me. It was safe for her to say to me, I really just haven't been loving it. And when I asked her why, she gave me exactly why, and she was totally right.
Yeah.
And it's good to pause. It's definitely good to pause.
I'm writing this one hair question down so we don't forget it. Hair in the summer, flat yet fuzzy. We'll come back to that.
We have a great product, Susie.
Okay, and a product.
Yep.
Because I don't want to forget this point that you already said it, tied into one of the ways that you develop that trusting relationship in life, but with your stylist, of course, too, is being able to say things that are uncomfortable. Right. So when you're entering into a salon and you're paying a good amount of money to get your hair done, you should leave that place and be loving it.
Right.
And I have been that person who has left other places and not loved it, and just kind of said, literally sobbing my eyes out on the way home, I hate my hair, just really hating it. And it's a big deal. Like, it may sound, if it's never happened to you, great. But I bet I'm gonna say for most of us, it has happened where you leave a place and you just don't like it. What I know about you is that I can sit in the chair and be like, and you've done that before. Like I was like, I don't know about the bangs, and you did it after it was all styled, and you fixed what I wanted fixed.
Right.
And you said to me, don't you ever cut your own bangs. Come in here, even if you're stopping in on a 2-minute.
True.
Come in here, because I literally, at one of these, a different place, I went home and took my scissors and started cutting my own hair. I know. I saw your face. As I'm crying, my hat, I had a winter hat on and I had it pulled down. My family knew just to stay away because I wasn't happy. But it's trust in life. And we're highlighting that, how important it is to be able to speak your own
Truth.
desire, your own truth.
Yeah, definitely. It is very important. It's funny though, because I feel like a lot of women, or maybe even men, I don't know, maybe they go and they're just not happy when they go get their hair done. This happens all the time. I have people come into me and they're like, I'm like, well, my first question is usually, why are you here? What were you not happy with at your last salon? I don't want to know where you're coming from. I don't want to know who you were going to.
Right. No.
My simple question is, why are you unhappy? And it's almost always not about your hair, believe it or not. The most important thing to people, I didn't feel important anymore. Yes.
Wow. I love that. I mean, I love that you asked that and you found that out.
It's everybody, it's a common thread. Everybody says, my stylist didn't make me feel important anymore. So for me, going back to that client coming to me and saying that she was not really that thrilled with her experience, because it is a lot more about experience than your hair, believe it or not. Yes, it's about your hair, but it's about half and half. When she said that to me, I came here because I wanted to give you guys a phenomenal experience, because I feel like that was something I could make happen. And so it's kind of mind-blowing to me that people are coming in and almost every single time the first thing is, I wasn't feeling important anymore. So these people just want to be heard, and it's good. And also, that's how you establish trust. You're hearing why they're coming to you, so make good on it and go from there.
Yeah,
so
I love that. Let's get back to, I know that I said we were talking about the Gold Digger Social, and then we went to trust, and
which
look at
we
what happened.
always do,
Super
Liz,
important.
always do.
I know. How about the one time? I love that. Tell that story.
So every time Liz would come in, we would like get in these in-depth conversations, and we would just be, if you know me, you know that I can't, like, my attention span is like,
well, and plus you're running a business, so you're like going over here or going over there.
This was actually before though.
Right.
This
that's
is like
true.
way
that's
before.
True. That was, yeah.
She would come in and she would talk and we would talk, and that's kind of where this like friendship kind of developed.
Yes.
We talk about business and just how to improve on so many different things. And she goes home, and 3 hours later I get this message from her, and she's like, hey, I think that we were talking about something and we never finished the conversation. So I would like to finish it right now. So here's my thought on what we were talking about in the start of our appointment. XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And then I just laughed to myself. I was like, wow, like she really wanted to revisit that. But it's the best story because it's so us. Because we just did it again and now we're doing it again.
Yeah, so you got to see it in action.
The best advice Ashley gave me for my lion's mane hair was not to wash it every day. Can I hit this?
I think so.
Oh.
See more.
Oh.
Nope. We can't see
Nope,
it.
I can't see the rest of it. I'd love to read it, Tammy. I'm sorry. I can
but
only
yeah,
see the
I love that. I used to wash my hair every day.
Yes.
But I had a lion's mane, and it's just amazing. Now I wash it a few times a week.
Yep.
And
it changes the game.
It's beautiful.
Changes the game for
beautiful on time and energy.
Yes.
But go back to hair in the summer, flat yet fuzzy.
Right.
And asking for a product. That was Susie.
That was Susie. Susie, I have it here. It's called Waterfall. It's made by.
Oh, I have that.
Yes, you do. And
I have that product. It's amazing.
It is like a cult following with this. Everybody loves it. The smell, sister. We'll get back to that, Tammy, in just a second.
When you don't wash your hair every day?
She's talking about dry shampoo.
Got it.
Which she's telling me that was the best advice I gave her.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
But Waterfall, made by R & Company, and it is a phenomenal product. It's for people who already get kind of flat and their hair's already could get greasy or oily. It gives you that little bit of, it's a shine and moisture lotion, which means it's lightweight enough for someone, but it's also heavy enough. Yeah, so it will get rid of the fuzz in the summer. Also in the winter, because hair gets dry in the winter because of heat.
Right.
Your heat in your home, believe it or not, causes like static, and so Waterfall is really great. I have little sample sizes. I'll have to bring one to our next family.
But I also, what you did to me tonight before we came on, I called it hair lipstick or lip balm actually, but I'm sure it has a better name. Oh, I just put pen on me. For fuzzies.
Yes.
Just like a little, to say what that product was.
It's called Dart by R & Co. And it's so funny.
Looks like
It looks like a little mini deodorant.
yes.
It's like this
And
big.
it just goes here.
When I first brought this product line in, I had to buy every piece of their product. That's how they do things.
Okay.
I literally had to invest in
Every
every
single thing.
single product. And the one product, I wasn't sure. I was like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Like, what is this? It's actually marketed as a pomade stick. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? We never thought we'd sell any of it. It flies off the shelves.
I can't believe I didn't know about it.
Flies off the
tonight.
shelves. You just,
I
and it will
love it.
last forever. It's $17 for this little tiny thing, but literally lasts forever. You just kind of and you put it right here, and it literally like sucks those babies down and keeps the humidity at bay. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
So
I struggle with those little things that stick up, the fuzzies.
yes.
So
Look at now with the black background, you have no fuzzy.
No.
Check it out. It's working.
It's working. So why we decided to do the Goal Diggers social. One of the reasons is, again, as you can see, we just go. Like
Right.
we sit and time flies. I
Right.
can't believe it's almost 9 o'clock, that we've almost been here for an hour, but I can.
Yeah.
Um,
Every hair
that
equipment goes like this.
we wanted to be able to bring what we know as where we are in life. So I'm a psychologist, I have my own business. You're a hairstylist and you have your own business that is booming and growing and fabulous. And we know that we have some things we're pretty good at, and we want to share that with other people. So one of the things that in my business that I do with Visionistas by Design is a formula called Dream, Design, Deliver, where you really think about your vision, you think about your dreams, you design a plan, a realistic one, that you can use to try to accomplish what it is you are setting out to do. And then you align your actions with your plan and you deliver it. So that is the portion that I will be talking about in my segment of our social together.
Right.
That we've talked about together. And when I think about your story, it is so evident in what you've done in your personal life and in your professional life that you have goals, you have vision, you set out to accomplish them, you plan, but you also take risks.
Right.
You pause and reflect to look at what you've done, where you've come from, where you're going, and sometimes you have to tweak the plan.
Right.
And it's not about, calling that a failure. It's not
No.
about, I didn't do it right. It's about reworking the plan, redesigning the plan. And so we are like, we want to do something. So we are going to have this event next 2 Sundays from tonight.
Yes.
Sunday, August 4th, here at 610 Hair Studio, from 4 to 7. You can find out information about the Goal Digger Social on visionistasbydesign.com, on my Instagram page, which is Visionistas by Design, on your Instagram page, which is Hair by Ashley
Thomas.
or dot
Ashley Thomas.
Ashley Thomas.
That's right. There's a random dot in there. I like dots apparently.
I love them. Yes.
Dot everything. Yeah.
Erin DeBoer is going to be. It's a collabo between the 3 of us. So you will hear from her how to maximize your creative outlet. So Erin was going through a life transition. Her son, my nephew, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes before he was 2 years old, and she started to write as an outlet. She started a blog, Accidental Supermom, and her using her creative outlet has proved to be not only personally rewarding for her, but helps the family. She's made it into a business, a profession, and you are going to be talking about owning your worth.
Yes, definitely. So, fun fact about me, I love a good budget. Love a good budget. I'm a little crazy when I start talking numbers. You can ask anyone that works with me or my husband. He just tries to tune it out because he's just not into that. But
Good thing you are.
I
You're
know,
a
it's great.
saver.
We balance.
Yeah.
We definitely balance.
Compliment.
We complement each other. We really do. So we're going to be talking a little bit about budgeting, but also, knowing what you should quote unquote charge for something, or owning your worth in the sense of you're worth it. You invest in yourself. You know, do whatever you're doing. Go to classes or events or whatever you're doing to keep bettering yourself. Don't ever let someone tell you what you're doing or what you're charging or whatever is not worth it.
Right.
Definitely.
So again, if you have tuned in along the way, if you have commented at anywhere in this broadcast, or if you have a comment, we will be putting all of the people who have commented your names into a raffle for a free entry to the event, which is in 2 weeks on August 4th. So we will announce that Tuesday.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to give it a little bit of time, and we're going to announce the winner to that on Tuesday. Again, if you are interested, you can find out more about that on visionistasbydesign.com. And we have hit it all.
Yeah.
We have hit everything that we wanted to say to you.
This was so much
all.
fun.
This was fun.
It was. I was so nervous, guys. So nervous. Yeah, but it was great. It was so much fun. Thank you all.
We are so excited. We've had a lot of people viewing and commenting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
for
thank
all
you
of
so much.
What can you do when you have bedhead every morning?
Okay, Diane, if you're still watching, bedhead in the morning is a huge issue. People deal with this all the time, especially if you're trying not to wash it every day.
Right.
A lot of people, for instance, my mom will actually just wet her hair, condition it, and start fresh, but she's not having to wash it, because a lot of times you want the oil on your scalp, because it's healthy. It's healthy oil. A lot of times shampooing every day is actually eliminating that healthy oil we need to calm your frizz down or whatever is going on with your hair. You could also, if you don't feel like wetting it, you could just lightly, if it's bedhead, just lightly mist it with a water bottle, and then just take your brush back to it real quick. That's what I do, because I hate doing my hair, like I mentioned earlier. I will go an entire week without washing my hair.
I love when you told me that the first time. I was so
Yeah.
happy, because I felt like, ooh, I felt bad coming in, like, ooh, I haven't washed my hair in a few days.
Yeah.
And you're like, I haven't washed my hair in 8 days.
Yeah, definitely.
That was fun.
So-
But also you said dry shampoo.
Dry shampoo.
Somebody else had commented.
Yes,
about
Tammy
that.
had mentioned that was like a huge life changer for her, because she has some serious hair.
Okay.
And she was washing it every day, because she works where she works, it's not the nicest smelling place.
Okay.
And she hated that her hair smelled like that.
Okay.
So she was like, what do I do? So there's so many different options. You could wet it down and put conditioner, which will make you smell better. If it's a smell factor, or if it's like an oil factor, dry shampoo definitely helps.
Yeah.
Some people just like the feeling of feeling quote unquote clean with it. So there's multiple options for dry shampoo. There's a wet dry shampoo, which is kind of counterintuitive, but you could just spray it on and then hit your brush back again, and that's very helpful. And there's so many on the market out there.
Yeah, sometimes
So many.
I will actually go through, even with it, if it's dry, I'll go through with the round brush again.
Yes.
Just to smooth it down and get it back to a place.
Right.
Even though I haven't washed it, I'll go through and use the blow dryer lightly and do that to get it back into shape.
Exactly. It also will add some volume back into your hair, because I think that's a lot of other people's problem is they get a lot of flat, stuck to their head. So that helps a lot too.
I also use a pillowcase that is silk. Yes.
Love that tip. Or
And
satin.
I got it
You
at
could do satin.
Marshall's. Really.
Yes.
So
That's a
another-
huge tip. Great.
Yeah,
Look at you,
me
Liz.
giving tips. So that helps me a lot.
Definitely.
Because
When you have a cotton pillowcase and you're sleeping, a lot of people are a little crazy when they're sleeping. What happens is it roughs the cuticle up of your hair. So when you have a satin pillowcase or a silk pillowcase,
silk, I don't know which one
it will just lightly glide over it, and your cuticle doesn't get all crazy. It's actually healthier for your hair.
Yay.
I had a client who was actually getting so much breakage in her hair when she came to me. We're about 2 years into our hair relationship now, and she couldn't grow her hair past here.
Wow.
And it's long and it's thick, because the one thing she changed was a satin pillowcase.
I wonder if that helped me more than I know.
It's
'Cause
so crazy.
I've had hair this short,
Yeah.
and I've been growing it over the years.
Yep, it helps it keep it nice and smooth, so you're not creating any friction.
So we are going to wrap this up, but just to wrap it up and remind you to, if you are not already following Ashley on Instagram and Facebook, I'm going to let you say how people can find you there.
Yes, so it's Instagram is hairby.Ashley Thomas, and Facebook is just Ashley Thomas.
And 6'10".
Oh, and then on Facebook it's 6.10 Hair Studio, and on Instagram it is at all one word 610 Hair Studio.
Yes, and so you can find me, Dr. Liz, at Visionistas by Design on Instagram and Facebook, and on Facebook at Dr. Liz too. So thank you again.
Yes,
all
thank
of
you so
for
much.
joining us. We had a blast.
So much fun. It was so much fun.
Yes, so
Definitely.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to do it again.
We will.
Can we do it
We'll
again?
be back.
Okay,
We'll
I
be
can't
back.
wait. Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Bye-bye. Have
Bye,
a great night.
guys. Have a good night.